Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. What I'm talking about. Says we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. Yeah, we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. I said we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. Yeah, we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. Says we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. Said we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. Come on. I said we all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. You can't get better than that. Come on, y'all.
And that ain't no crime. And that ain't no crime.
The book of the faces.
Hey, it's I Am Curious Mob.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. How loud is my typing?
You said mom. I thought you said curious mom. I'm like, I'm okay with curious moms. Hey, Librarian Bear's back.
Yeah.
Yay. That's great.
Oh God, there's all sorts of things happening now. Why are you doing all of this?
So how's everybody
Yeah. What's
doing?
happening?
Technical difficulties notwithstanding.
Yeah. Boom.
I mean, you know.
Let's go. Let's get into it. It's October now, which means that somehow,
you know what?
Somehow we're in the 10th month, but it's called Oct something. So that doesn't make any sense. And I will not accept it.
I read that. Wait, is my camera off?
This should be Decatober. Yes, your camera's off. Hear me now. I'm just deciding this right now. This should be Decatober. Fight me.
Because it's 10 as opposed to, that's a good point. Yeah. August should be
you have to remember
October.
that the thing is that October used to be the 8th month.
So what months weren't there or were in different places?
I can't remember which ones they were put into place because September was the 7th month, which is why it's September.
And November and December.
Right.
Okay. Well, I need to have a conversation with the dude that came along and rearranged the months.
Was it Julius Caesar?
Because This is not okay.
It was one of the Caesars. It might have been Gregorius or whatever his name.
Well, I hope it was the one that got stabbed in the back by a bunch of people.
I think it was just Joe. I think it was Joe Caesar.
That was Otto.
Why
Otto
don't you want to work?
Yeah, I don't remember that part of the play where before they all stabbed Caesar, like, this is for putting the months out of order.
That's why. I'll be right back.
Yes. Rand's gonna figure out what's going on with his camera here. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice
it was the
see
Julian calendar.
Yeah, right. Which is Julius, right? Julius Caesar.
Right. So maybe he was assassinated because of the calendar. So
I think we're onto something here.
Well, so August used to be named as Sextilis. And
really?
July was Quintilis. And
That's
June. Well, you have to remember J is a recent addition to the alphabet. It used to be the letter I was in the place of where J was at. So it used to be pronounced Unius. Now June.
But Quintilis.
Mayus became May.
What month was Quintilis?
Became April. Martius became March.
What was Quintius?
Quintilis.
July.
Oh, really?
I think that's July.
Oh, that makes sense, right? Because then you'd have 6 August.
Some people call me July, but on the street they know me as Quintilis.
October, November, December, because December is technically what you were saying, Dectober.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was saying
December. Because the 10th month.
All right, henceforth, October or December shall be known as Dectober. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So when I woke up this morning, I took a breath and I think I inhaled a teeny tiny fly. And I've been clearing my throat ever since. Like I feel like it's just
you just gotta chew that and wash it down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you can't stop thinking about it in there, right? And that's why you keep clearing your throat, because you're just psychologically.
I had actually forgotten and couldn't figure out why it felt like there was something in my throat. And I think that's why. I think I was like half asleep, but I was like, wait, what? And so pardon my attempt to get the tiny fly out of my. Maybe I should swallow. What would the old woman swallow? A spider? I should try swallowing a spider.
I mean, this gives us a chance to announce our surprise guest, which is the Boogie Boys.
Hey!
No, I'm just kidding.
Boogie Boys, what up? What up, Boogie Boys?
No, I'm kidding.
In the house.
Hopefully they're still alive.
The surprise guest is the fly in Sleeve's throat.
For those of you who are not adept to mid 80s hip hop, the Boogie Boys made a song called "A Fly Girl."
Fly girl.
Mm-hmm.
A fly girl.
Nice one.
A fly girl. Yeah. Speaking of flies, you guys want to talk a little bit about Mono Lake?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, scuba flies. Ran, I think our son should tell us about scuba flies.
Listen.
You want
scuba flies?
All right. So we went out to in Mammoth Lake, California, and we go out to Mono Lake. Mono Lake, which is the largest alkaline lake in the world. And it's, that place is so wild. Like, it used to be mad higher, the elevation of it. There's these crazy things called tufas that grow only in the water. So you can see how high the water used to be by how high the tufas are.
Or I like to call them Alka-Seltzer mountains.
Yes. And then right by the edge of the water, there's these little these little tiny flies that don't want to be around you. And so they were like in groups, like as you step near them, as opposed to regular flies, they're like, hey, how you doing? These are like, we're out. But these things exist, and they have like extra hair on their heads so that when they go under the water to get the brine shrimp, the hair wraps around his head like some sort of scuba helmet. It's the most bizarre thing. It makes a bubble so they can exist underwater for a bit. And mess with the brine shrimp. They don't even eat them. They just like slap them around. No.
Right, they eat the algae.
Just like they eat the algae, and then it's the weirdest ecosystem ever.
And shout out to Bree for
Bree, our guide was the best. She had all this stuff memorized. There's what was the name of that bird that couldn't really take off from land well, that needed water to be able to take off?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Whatever that. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, it's the lamest bird ever. But like,
and like, there's an osprey nest up there, and I felt like the ospreys would just look at these birds and be like
an hors d'oeuvre plate or something. They just pick them off one by one. It's like, oh,
y'all suck at being birds.
You just snack on.
How are you just gonna be whack at being a bird?
You know, all the other birds, all the other birds just get together there, just capping on them as they're trying to fly. Like, ooh, you see that try?
What are you doing?
I think he made it 15 feet this time. Nice.
Right, because I think we were saying that like they can fly, but just like good enough to get from one place to the other, but they have to make sure they land in water because they can't walk very well. But they're good.
And then there's the other one.
They're like really good swimmers, though.
And then there's the other one that makes it to like South America in 3 days.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like what? What kind of crackhead bird are you? Like I feel like they're like just looking at these other birds like, y'all making us all look bad. I'm gonna need you to just not plain bird anymore. You can be like a fish with feathers or something.
I think that's what they mean by because there's the semi-flightless birds.
Yeah,
those are the ones that are almost flightless, but they're not.
That's about right.
So they can fly, but just barely.
Right.
Yeah, I can show them.
Exactly.
Like chickens.
Like chickens, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the Facebook feed is down.
Yeah, it never came up. So we're just streaming to Twitch and YouTube tonight, folks.
All right, so let me go back to Facebook and remove that post.
Well, hey, I mean, they can go to gangstagrass.tv.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put gangstagrass.tv.
Yeah, we'll try that again next time. But what's up, folks, on YouTube and Twitch? Hanging out with Gangstagrass tonight, and we can talk about the reason that we were at Mono Lake that brought us to California in the first place.
Yes.
The Mammoth Lake Yoga Fest, which was wild, man. It was dope, man. It was a good time. It was an amazing show. We had a backstage sushi chef, dude. Like, shout out to Kenji.
The first time this happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not the last. Definitely not the last.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely
not
the last. That's going in the rider, bro. Because I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Who is this man? And that man is creating sushi in my face right now.
We also got to perform 2 joints from the new actually 1 joint from the old mixtape and 1 joint from the new mixtape with the brass section.
With a brass section. Yo.
Yeah. And that's because playing right before us was Element Brass Band.
Element Brass Band.
Right. And they are funky. They are funky.
Yeah, they killed it. They killed it.
Yeah. So we were like, hop on stage. We got a tuba player and a sax player.
Baritone sax.
Yeah. So we had a low end brass there.
It was nice. Dope. It was a real dope.
Nice little addition there for a couple songs. We did 2 sets. And the first set was pretty live. The crowd was like getting into it, rocking out. And then
Turn Up came on that second shift.
Yeah.
Like I said, they got buck wild.
That was buckets of fun, man. That was a real good time. So shout out to all my yoga people out there.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Lululemons out there.
Hella Lululemons, bro.
Mad yoga pants, bro.
All of the yoga pants were hanging out, which is dope. Shout out to yoga pants. Ain't nobody mad at that. No.
Yeah, first yoga festival we played.
Ah.
It's probably the first. You know what? Now that I think about it, I just recall because of that. That means a good portion of that audience did not have pockets.
Nope.
Right. No pockets. No place to put all that merch you just bought.
Yeah.
That is downright tragic.
So next time, yogis, bring your fanny packs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or your backpacks, whichever. Your backpacks, put the wax in. But yeah, man, that was a good time. A heck of a show.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lucas and Rob, all those guys that were helping get stuff up and running and whatnot. And shout out to the bear that almost killed Shanti and Brian.
Yeah, forgot about the bear encounter we had.
Yeah,
that was a bear.
They almost got murked by a bear.
Oh my god!
I mean, in retrospect, it was probably a baby bear, like based on the sizes that it was. But baby bears don't hang out by themselves, so somewhere around there, its mama was like, "Where are you at, boy?" So they made the right move, got inside, closed the door, and avoided any further bear shenanigans.
Yo, shout out to Shanti, man. We got to kick it with the homie.
Man, listen. That boy.
One of the brothers.
That boy. I've known that dude for 25 years, and he has gotten he's much more cool out and just as wild. And his beard is glorious.
Yo, it's fantastic.
I'm so proud of that boy's beard. That thing is, he looked like it was almost pointy enough to be Ming the Merciless, but not perfect. It wasn't too much. It was a good. Oh man, It
was a righteous beard.
Yeah, it was a righteous beard. Shout out.
It is. Let's say it
is a righteous beard.
It is lush. It's full. It's got a nice sheen on it. He's definitely been grooming it.
Yeah, man, with just a couple of little salts in there. I was like, go ahead, boy.
As a person dude, who's only had a full beard for about a day. Like, when my wife was out of the country for about a month. Was it about a month? Yeah, it was about a month. I grew in my beard for the first time because my son was not going to complain. Except for Poppy's face is scratchy, But it came in at its fullest and most, civilized looking state like a day before she landed. So I had to cut it off when she landed, of course.
Wait, so did she get to see it before, or were you just like?
She did. She did get to see it. Like on FaceTime the day before I cut it. When she landed, she was like, "Oh, you cut it," and I was like.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I could have clipped it. Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Next time.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll wait till we go to the UK.
Yeah.
That'll work.
I'll start like letting it rough up before we take off, and then when I get in, we take a trip to Glasgow and see my barber, and they'll get me right.
Nice.
Shout out to the Rwandans in Glasgow.
Oh, there's a sentence.
What?
Shout out to the Rwandans in Glasgow.
Yo, my peeps. The Gambians, the Rwandans, the Eritreans, the Ethiopians, South Africans,
the whole Calabash crew. That was great. I'm really excited going back to the UK in June. So,
my God.
UK folks, if you're up late with us, you probably already have your tickets, but tell your friends. We are doing the thing in June, and it's going to be great. I'm so excited. We're hitting a bunch of our favorite spots, the Thekla, the Wedgwood Rooms in Portsmouth, and we headed back to the garage again.
Can't wait to get back on that boat.
Yeah.
That boat, man, every time we do that boat is a smash.
That thing is so random. They were like, well, it's going to be here. Let's just make it a nightclub. All right, sure. Why not?
Hey.
Why the hell not?
We usually kick it there after the show because, it's one of those things that don't stop. They don't stop popping until like sunrise.
The boy that was DJing right after us was killing it.
That
murdering that shit, boy.
That whole scene was too much for me.
No,
that was too much.
Loving that, man.
Oh,
what's that Jamaican spot we went to beforehand was dope.
The Jamaican spot, absolutely.
It's popping. I mean, if you're gonna be in Bristol, you gotta eat Jamaican.
I could have stayed there all weekend.
But But one thing I'm looking for is the fact that we're playing in Liverpool this time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
And we have not yet been to Liverpool. And although we have encountered many a Liverpudlian.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
another important port town.
Yes. You know, I heard there was this band that came out of there that was pretty big.
Yeah, is Gangstagrass going to do the Abbey Road crosswalk shot?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You got to.
You got to.
Hell yeah.
You got to.
We got to.
Whatever.
I think we can do something creative
I'm
with it.
so much more down to go to Bristol and do stuff that Massive Attack did.
All right, hey, listen, I'm down for that too.
Yeah. And anything they got there around the history of how Bristol was such a major port for the slave trade, and where that grew into the black population there, that led to Bristol being kind of the birthplace of like hip hop in Britain, and some racial justice riots happening there in the 80s, and that exploding at the same time as the British hip hop scene taking hip hop on as it came over from the States, and the birth of trip hop.
Oh yeah,
that's some cool stuff.
Man.
What exactly defines trip hop?
Well, it depends on what area you're talking about. The original thing was the folks in Bristol that took the influences of the hip hop beats and rapping, but they took them in different directions, so that the beats were somewhat mixed with the Jamaican folks there, cool. So they got a little more dub focused, and they mellowed it out, and then the rapping was very low key, so it wasn't like a high energy thing. Yeah, so it was like laid back and more jazzy in a way, and
which is funny because both hip hop in the States and hip hop in the UK have similar roots because they both started with Jamaicans. Even Southern hip hop started with Jamaicans.
True.
Like, a lot of people don't realize Luther Campbell is Jamaican. He was born in Kingston, Jamaica, even though he is a country-ass Southern boy now. But let him get into that patois, he'll hit it.
I would be okay with to hear some really Southern patois. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Give me all of that.
Well, all you got to do is listen to my brother.
Yeah, right.
Okay, all right.
Yep. For folks who don't know, 5-1. Where do we get some?
I'm talking about early. See,
early. Okay.
Early is more.
Well,
more
if you didn't have so many musically talented people in your family, so that when you say my brother.
Right.
In regards to music, we actually could pick out which one of the many.
Right. Yeah, I ain't even getting to the cousins.
Yeah. But we do need to make it to the UK, and we need to make it all over the place again next year to get back to touring. So that means folks out there in your cities, keep this shit on point. Don't go spreading around new variants and crap, because it's gonna fuck it up, and then you get no Gangstagrass show. So
yeah, I am good with. I don't need any more Greek letters. I'm good.
Right. But to do that, we need to keep up the work to stop spreading it around from person to person, and that means actually keeping up with. I know it's tiring. I know it's annoying, and we're kind of over it, But to the extent that you can keep up, having some social distance, wearing your mask, and of course everybody getting vaccinated, that helps slow the spread too. But the more we can do to stop this thing just jumping from person to person all the time, the more we cut down on new variants and stuff that we have to deal with. So let's kick COVID's ass so that you can get Gangstagrass shows next year. We've got a lot scheduled. We've got a lot on the table, and we do not want to cancel because we want to come and play for you. We miss you so much, and it would break our hearts to not come and play these shows.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Need to do all that.
And there's, a lot of, it's it's crazy out there. You know, a lot of bands are canceling shows kind of at the last minute just because there aren't enough ticket sales to justify having the show at that time. And so they're postponing to spring and whatnot, and I get it. You know, it's a really tough balancing act for the venues, because if you don't get enough people in, then they're not kind of going to recoup your costs, and the few people who come would have to drink a whole lot at the bar in order to recoup the costs. So it's this really tricky balancing act, and the venues are trying really hard. One of the things that I've been doing behind the scenes is talking with the folks at the venues and figuring out what their COVID protocols are. Generally speaking, for indoor shows, it is proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test within 72 hours required, which is not perfect, but is better than the grocery store, where you might spend a couple hours with people that you don't know and may not be vaccinated and may not be wearing masks and, may not have had any negative COVID tests, and you just might be sick and you just don't know. So,
wait, who spent a couple of hours in a grocery store?
Yeah, who's that?
I believe we have done that before.
Couple of hours.
Not 2 hours.
I don't want to throw us under the bus here.
We could be faster.
We
but
made
not
feel
2
like
hours.
we have done that before.
No.
We spent maybe a half an hour.
We're good about it now because we're trying to get in and out. But I feel like back in the day when we were just,
No, see, the thing is that those times we weren't actually shopping for 2 hours. We have a lot of goofballs. We have a lot of goofballery that happens.
That's right.
Yeah.
When we go places.
Serious
And
goofballery.
pre-COVID, what was happening is that we would be in these stores just goofing off for 2 hours, making videos and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
And now we're just doing it faster.
This time there was some goofballery happening in the stores this time, but because we weren't the ones filming it.
That's right. We could be much faster.
Somebody else was filming it while we were doing all the goofballery. It happened a lot faster. We were in and out. And then we just had a bunch of confused patrons in the store like, who are these people and why is there a film crew?
Dan Toma in the Twitch chat is asking us if anyone has heard of Abby the Spoon Lady.
No, but I am intrigued.
I've seen the Spoon Lady.
I figured Wrench would absolutely.
Does she play
know.
the spoons? Or
Yes,
does she
she
make
does.
spoons?
She plays the spoons.
Okay. I got it.
There's a lot of videos out there with Abby like on the porch, usually with some sort of like fiddle accompaniment or something. It's pretty cool. I'm down with it.
Dr. Dina's husband is also awesome on the spoons. We could like bring a bunch of people who are just kick ass on the spoons and just kind of do a thing. That'd be super fun. It'd be neat to have a song where the beat is entirely done on the spoons.
I met Spoon Man once.
What?
Spoon Man.
Yep. I hung out with Spoon Man.
I spooned a man once. No,
Spoon Man is real.
Like the Spoon Man, the Spoon Man that song is about. Spoon Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was going to see this band called Consolidated that I was into, and I was like, this was like right after I moved to New York and had no idea what was going on, and I got there, it was sold out, and then like I tried to get scalp tickets and got ripped off, but I was like so determined. So I saw where like the like exit from backstage was, and I just like hung out there, and like somebody was coming out, and I'd be like, oh yeah, tell Consolidated Michael Franti's out here or something. I was just like making up all kinds of stuff. And eventually like a couple people came out that had like VIP passes on, and they were leaving, and they were like, hey, you want this? And so I was like, yeah. So I got the VIP pass. And I just went in backstage, and Spoon Man was there. And he's like, "Hey, what's up with you?" And I was like, "I just got myself snuck in here." And he was like, "Cool, I'm Spoon Man." And then me and Spoon Man went out and watched the Consolidated show together.
Yo, you be pulling some stuff, bro.
What?
Like, y'all don't realize, man. And everybody that's met Wrench they're like, yeah, Wrench is a very cool guy, and we like who he is, and he's very, yo, Wrench be up to some shit. You'll be pulling scams, bro. I love it.
It be a secret, bro.
I love it.
You can't blow his cover. That's our. Remember, he's our pass. He's our pass.
Right. Yeah. Don't get folks suspicious of me.
That's right. That's right.
We can't be suspicious. He's the one that lets us in. He gets us in the door.
Yeah.
Before they let us in. Before, as what the Czech Republic called the Rap Negro Invaders.
Rap Negro Invaders.
Wait. I can't remember. I still can't remember if it was Rap Negro Invaders or Invading Rap Negroes.
I think it was Rap Negro Invaders.
I was like, something is. Am I translating this right?
Dude, I'm.
It's like I think they called us Rap Negro Invaders.
Dude, I'm telling you, we should still. That should be a song title.
Yes.
Or an EP
should
title.
Be on a poster. It should be a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a chain that. If I was the type of guy to wear iced out jewelry, I would have one.
That would be the one.
I'd have a big T-Pain size chain that said "Rap Negro Invader."
That would definitely be it.
Yeah. To follow up on what Sleeves was saying, though, if you know anybody in North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, Arkansas, around Memphis, we do have shows there in the next couple months. And we really want a crowd there. We want to play to an audience, and we also need the venue to sell some tickets to actually make the show happen. So right now, it's crucial everybody be spreading the word. All of our barnstormers out there, all of our fans, go to our events page on Facebook or go to gangstagrass.com/events and share those around with your friends, because you probably know some people that are not too far from where we're playing, and that would make a huge difference.
That's right.
Yep.
Jen, I see you out there, and Dan and Rusty and all our folks. Just tell your friends if they're anywhere near the Raleigh-Durham area. That's on the 7th. Greenville, South Carolina. That's on the 8th. Lexington, Kentucky. That's on the 9th. And all of these cities are in like driving distance of a lot of other places. So like if you're in Ohio, you totally come to Lexington. If you're in West Virginia even, so there's a lot of good options for folks to come see us. And then we're really excited about Eureka Springs in Arkansas, very cool theater, the auditorium down there. Very excited about coming back to Rail Garden. This is a not misnamed place. So the Rail Garden, it's like a yard, a gravel yard, if you will, and there is an actual train track, like a freight train track that runs over the stage. So every now and then during a performance, a freight train will just go by. It is a literal rail garden.
Actually, every time we go there, I take a spike.
Oh yeah, well, and the Burl too, because the train tracks go right by the Burl too.
Yeah,
we got railroad spikes.
That and Knuckleheads.
Knuckleheads too, that's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, we play a lot of trains.
Yeah.
Yo.
And the thing is like, and what happens is that sometimes we summon the train.
Oh, Jen might come to Kentucky.
Yes.
Jen, we would love to see you. That would be so awesome.
Yo, I gotta. Plus, I hope. Yeah, if we go to when we get to Lexington, we're gonna see our homie Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. So the Burl is an inside show, but it's a very like open and airy and like high ceilinged kind of building, and and the numbers are not going to be so high there. They are also vaccination or negative test required, and generally there's like a lot of open doors and a lot of sort of cross ventilation and whatnot. And masks are encouraged, though I believe they cannot actually require them, but they are encouraged. And it's it as an indoor venue goes, I feel pretty comfortable with the Burl, and I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to this stuff.
My recollection is the Burl's actually like a standalone. It's a freestanding building.
Yeah.
That's the whole venue. So when they open doors on each side, that's completely to the outside, It should be able to get some really good ventilation.
Nice little cross breeze in there.
Where it's gonna kind of be like playing a barn with several barn doors open.
Exactly. Yeah,
like
it has that
whole well, if I'm at stage left, there's like a big the whole side is pretty much open.
Yeah, that's right. So that's gonna be real great. Very, very excited about that.
That's fun to play video games over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. They have an arcade. They also have an arcade.
Yeah, sorry guys, but the arcade is not available for the public. It's just
the green room.
The arcade is the green room.
No, I believe they actually they have an arcade, and then there's the arcade in the green room.
Video games in the green room, but they have an actual arcade.
Okay, I didn't even see the other games. I was too busy playing the ones in the green room.
That's over in the other building. It's like the bar where the bar is.
Yeah.
In that separate building.
But,
yeah.
But it definitely feels good to be back. Playing again, because it's like, you know how it is. You get into a routine of doing the thing you love to do, and then of course seeing your homies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys understand how many hugs happen when Gangstagrass comes together.
But
it's a lot of hugging.
Because we're in our bubble.
That's
the Gangstagrass bubble is a small group of people.
That's right.
But we'll hug it out.
We hit that bubble. We hugs.
That's right. I absolutely love these guys. Although I do feel like as a single girl, I should like wear a T-shirt that says, I'm their manager, not their girlfriend. Single, call me.
Yes, people. This is not our girlfriend. This is our manager. Although we do love her, but she's more like a sister.
That's right.
Which means you can holler.
Yeah.
But you better not mess up.
You better come correct.
Because she got 5 big brothers.
Yeah.
And I emphasize big.
Yeah.
We are not small guys.
Yes.
Nope.
It's true.
Right. And also, some of us are big and could, do some physical things to you. But all of us could also do some serious psychological damage.
No doubt.
Mess with sleeves.
That's right.
Yeah. You're talking about a couple of cats whose pastime used to be getting in front of an audience and hurling insults at people in rhyme
other
form.
people, in rhyme form. So if you want, we can play that game.
Yeah, we can just we just stand around you and clown on you for
right.
We'll just stand around you in a circle and clown on your outfit.
Stand on stage and make fun of your sneakers
and rhyme in it too to the beat.
So call me.
We'll find that one picture that a friend uploaded of you that you hate, and we will photocopy it, and
we'll put it up on the screen.
We'll put it up on the screen. We will put it at every restaurant and cafe that you like to go to, at every table, and we'll post it around your workplace. We'll make it your Zoom background that you can't remove. We'll get you.
This is definitely helping.
All that stuff.
So what we're saying is that bring your A game and be a nice guy, and you don't have to worry about that. But we're still cool,
Yeah.
So I want to mention something amazing that happened at the Mammoth Show that I want to see happen again. So during Bound to Ride, a bunch of members of the audience started a conga line, essentially a train. They did a train during the train song, and they were bouncing. Man. It was so cool. I really am hoping that for each Bound to Ride, or pick another train song, that folks do actually do a train through the audience. It was a joy to behold. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And the whole front row full of screaming girls who were singing along with the choruses.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing, because I'm like, did they know this already?
I think they just caught on real quick. Apparently those
they were really into it.
Yoginas are quick on the uptake.
Is that the proper word?
I'm sure it is.
Yogina.
Yes.
Yogits.
Yogits.
Yogurts.
Yogits.
Yo gets.
Yogis and Yogets.
Yo Gabba Gabbas. All right, any of those work. I'm okay with any of those.
Shanti's gonna kick her ass this one.
Yeah, right. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
And Mixed in the Twitch chat is asking, what's the what, y'all? Any touring plans this fall? Oh, it rhymes. Cute. Hey, we see you.
Yes.
We see you.
Well, depending on where you are, you can see us at a few different places next week.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Carolina's
November.
in Kentucky.
And then again in the spring.
Yep, November we've got Arkansas and Tennessee, and in the spring we've got we're basically going everywhere in the spring. Our intention, as best we can, is to hit as much of this country as possible in the spring, and then come hard for the festivals later in the year. Revisit
Summertime.
Yeah, but we're looking at what have we got on the we've got South Orange, New Jersey, which we're super excited about. We've got
Philly.
DC, we've got Philly,
We
Brooklyn
got Philly,
Bowl,
man.
Brooklyn Bowl, Philly.
Philly in the spring, finally. People in Philly have been wanting to get us back in Philly and doing a show in Philly for, I don't know, the past 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like 2/5 of the band lives in Philadelphia.
Right?
And the only time they can see us really is if we was practicing on my block.
That's right.
Because I'll tell you what has happened in Philly, fans. Every time we almost ended up in Philly, we usually played Thomas, West Virginia the night before. And what would happen is that show would get sold out, and they would book us for another one the following night, which would have been the night that we would play in Philly. And because the show in Thomas, West Virginia is still almost guaranteed to sell out the second show. I say almost. It always
is guaranteed
sells
to sell
out the second show.
Yeah.
We end up taking that one instead of Philly. Not that Philly doesn't sell out. It's just that, when you play Thomas, West Virginia, you're getting all of West Virginia.
The whole
State,
like 3 towns around is like, hey, we are open.
People all over the state of
Maryland
West Virginia
and DC,
come.
they're coming in too. Yeah, it's a big draw.
People are coming in. It's a big, but we feel good to be back in Philly.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
So excited for Philly and so excited for New York City, the Gramercy Theater, the legendary Gramercy Theater. And, that New York show where you got all the you never know who's going to show up on the stage with Gangstagrass in a New York show. Could be anybody.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited about every show, but Gramercy Theater is a big deal. It's a big deal. A lot of legends have played there, and now one more.
One more. and we're building
Hey, they say we legendary. Well, it's true, though.
Oh.
All right.
What are you going to say, Wrench?
Me? You just say word.
Word.
Yes.
We're building up our West Coast tour at the moment, putting that together. You guys, I don't know if I'll be circumspect about this, but I want to let you know that at our Seattle show, April 8th, two of our fans are gonna be getting married at the show. So Gangstagrass wedding, April 8th. We are so excited. It's gonna be amazing.
Gangstagrass bringing people together.
That's right, because they met at a Gangstagrass show, if I'm remembering this correctly, and and they're just big fans, and so we're gonna absolutely make that an incredibly special day for them. If you too would like to get married at a Gangstagrass show, definitely drop us a line, gangstagrasscrew@gmail.com. We will be super happy to coordinate that with you.
Hey, and even with a little preparation, there's at least a couple members of the band that could actually marry you.
That's true. We do have ordained folks in the band.
Yep. And Mixed has a question.
Yes, about the leather work. That leather strap for Wrench's guitar. Yeah, Wrench, tell us about that amazing leather work.
Is it showing up here?
Yeah, it's only disappearing a little. The coolest thing about the leather work is that it actually does have an invisibility powers.
Oh, yeah.
And that's very cool.
That's how we get the groceries we get.
Yeah, this was, my goodness, a fan that does leather work made this for me as a gift, which is so amazing. Like I still can't believe it because this is so dope.
Yeah,
it's
like
got a star here.
leather.
Yeah, and it's got a Bill Monroe quote on the inside.
It does? I didn't know that.
I never saw the
That
quote.
ain't no part of nothing?
No.
Oh snap! Why have I never seen that?
Oh my God! What is
Because it's on the inside. It's against my.
You're going to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Ian Mix, because we have just learned something. What's the quote?
From Bill Monroe, it says, "Bitches ain't nothing."
Stop.
What? No.
It says, "The road is rough and filled with gravel, but I must journey on and on."
Wow, that's so apropos.
So, Meryl, you're amazing.
Librarian Bear, they're saying they're listening to our music at a party.
Yeah.
Yay.
Is Librarian Bear librarian?
I believe so. If I'm remembering correctly, I think we did find that out. Yes.
Sweet. I am very fond of librarians.
We had some guesses in the chat as to what the quote was. Bitches get itches was
what
one. I've not heard that one, but that's a new one for me.
It's the correlation to snitches. That's the other rhyme.
Well, this one says followed by crab cream.
Ew.
Oh,
gross.
Yo, we also did some pretty epic chefery over our desert adventure.
Oh my god. Okay. So in our trip to the Vons, California based grocery chain, we found lobster tails for a very good price. Previously
they were like hella
tails.
cheap, and I was like, yo.
Looked good, nice size.
Oh man, they were good.
And so
I took the liberty of preparing lobster in a way that the only way that I like to have lobster, which is grilled over fire.
And so we grilled some other things. Well, Dolio, grilled some other things as well. Bunch of shrimp, big old bunch of shrimp. And this was the part that impressed, like the lobster tail is very impressive, it was. But the part that impressed me most was the whole rainbow trout that we got, that Dolio filleted and deboned. Mostly it's very hard to debone a trout, but like for the most part got that out of there, and they were cooked essentially whole, like flattened but whole. So with the head and everything
filleted and deboned it, but I left the head on and I kept it still intact. Only thing I did was remove the bones, because the cheeks have really good meat on any fish, really.
And the skin was so good. I probably ate a fish and a half worth of skin. It was so delicious.
Fish and a half worth of skin.
Nothing like smoked fish skin.
Oh,
yes.
It's crispy and it was just it was perfect. And we grilled up some red and yellow peppers and some, I don't know, what are they called? Button mushrooms? I don't know what those mushrooms. But
those were. I forgot. I think they were buttons. Buttons, yeah. I think it was buttons, or either they're baby bells.
Something like that. Grilled up some mushrooms, grilled up the peppers. We had, we asked for in our rider, and for what we would like in our green room, we asked for fresh fruits and veggies. And so one of the things we got with the show in Mammoth was a little veggie tray, carrots and celery and cauliflower and broccoli. And Pharaoh, to his great credit, grabbed the tray after the show, as you do, right? It's going to go to waste otherwise. And we brought it back to our house and brought it all the way actually from Mammoth to Joshua Tree. And Pharaoh cooked it up, like basically cut it up and made a hash, a veg hash for breakfast. And then we had the rest of it with dinner. So
it was delicious.
Really,
it's a double-edged sword. I gotta say, there is a nice thing about like saving the food and not wasting it, but there are downsides to like, I'll just put food in the van.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was some food that got thrown away because it was. People forgot it was in the van.
That happens.
Wrench sees that every time. I'm sure that he takes
that
the
happens.
Van back.
Stuff gets spilled in the van.
We told them about the mango, right?
About the what?
The mango.
Oh, the mango. Oh,
The
gosh.
mango that you couldn't tell it was a mango anymore. I was like, who left this
We
coconut?
thought it was a
It
coconut.
looked like a coconut.
It was a petrified
It was a
mango.
mummy
It had been through,
mango.
I guess, several winters and summers to the point that it was just petrified and hardened. We really thought it was a coconut.
Nope.
And the thing is that we do keep a coconut in the van for good luck.
Mhm.
And the thing is that we thought that was the coconut, and then it was like, no, here's the coconut. And we were like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What is that? What is it?
Yep.
No, we know we do have a system now, Jen. There is a big X on the coconut now.
Oh, is that? Oh, good solution.
No, I'm kidding. That's not what the X is for. But but there is an X on the coconut. That's how we were able to tell which was which, because we're like, that's not a coconut, and then we examined it to find out it was a mango.
Oh, okay. So we have another question in the chat. In your adventures across the country, can you say where you have found the best omelet and the best
Yes.
home fries?
First Watch
First watch.
Yep.
has the best and fluffiest omelet.
And that's
It
a
is
change. You
insane
get that.
because they only used 3 eggs in that omelet, but it looks like they used a half a dozen. Because the way that I don't know, they must whip it
Nice
really
and fluffy.
Yeah, it is so fluffy. It is so fluffy.
Do you remember what was in the omelet? Because they have very particular combinations where it's like shallots and
It's
basil
cream.
and stuff.
It was cream, basil, green onions, garlic powder, and something else.
Mhm.
But it was. I think mine had mozzarella or something.
Yeah.
It said, "Oh, you know it, Orlando." Who's Orlando? I do know a few Orlandos, unless you mean Florida, in which I do know that too.
Yeah. Do they have a First Watch in Orlando?
They have first watch in a lot of spots.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
First
Sleeve's
Watch is
dad.
way
Been
up here.
loving the "When I'm Gone" cover from the Barnstormers download.
Aw,
Yeah.
wow. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
not another
Danny.
broken egg. Actually, I've never had the omelets at Not Another Broken Egg, but I have
That's a
had
place?
their beignets.
Oh,
And-
beignets are so good.
Actually, no, I take it back. I have had the one in Pensacola. I don't know if it's a menu item that they have always, but I had like a crawfish omelet that they had there, which was really good.
Yeah. Any home
Crawfish
fries that
omelet.
we've seen that stand out?
I'm trying to think who had
Yeah.
the best home fries.
Home fries, that's
actually-
tough.
Yeah, I'm quite partial to the ones at what's the name of the spot? Hawthorne's.
Right there in
Oh,
Philly.
yeah, right around the corner from you, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say I feel like we just had really good home fries, but now I can't
I don't
remember
know.
where.
I haven't had them in a while.
Makes me wanna give a
that wasn't
shout
home
out.
fries. That was that dish with the it was like a roti with the hash browns on the inside, which I replicated tonight.
Ooh,
Hey.
yeah.
Not exactly. I mean, I just kind of made an approximation. I took some potatoes, I grated them and did some julienne onions and garliced it up, and then I made some roti, and I just wrapped it all in once the roti got nice and fluffy.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to give a shout out in LA to a spot called Muffin Can Stop Us.
Muffin can stop us.
Yeah, I remember
in
that. Yeah,
Glendale.
Muffin Spot was up.
Yo, that No Mama's muffin was very delicious.
That place
I
was
missed
dope.
that place. That sleep through that.
No, that was the
No, you
muffin
were
spot
there.
right there down the street from us.
With
Right
the
down the
like
street in
little
Glendale.
outdoor
In Glendale?
area.
Yeah.
Had the
I
ricotta
don't
muffin.
remember muffins in Glendale.
They were more English muffins. And then also regular
Oh,
muffins.
crimpets.
Yeah.
Or
Yo,
crumpets.
What's that?
Excuse me, crimpets.
Whatever.
Crimpets are a whole nother thing.
You know what you
It's
mean.
a
A whole
Philly
other
thing. Crumpets, excuse me.
I have to interrupt something because I just found out some news.
Uh-oh.
The next verses, KRS versus Kane, bro.
Ooh, KRS is on that.
Jesus.
Yo. I can't even call that one.
Yeah, well, we have some bad news.
Call that one. I don't know. I feel like it might be Kane.
KRS versus Kane. Oh man,
I'm gonna have to lean on Kane on that one.
Oh boy. Oh man.
I'm going KRS.
I'm going Chris all day.
Yeah.
I feel very strongly about both of them, but I think Kane is gonna edge him out because Kane got the ladies too. Not a lot of ladies checking for KRS records.
That's okay. You know what? Don't care.
I'm saying they're both impeccable MCs. They're both unstoppable. Both of them unstoppable. You know, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with Kane on that one.
I just haven't heard stuff out of Kane for a long time.
I've seen a lot of Kane over the past few years, and his live show is ridiculous.
Yeah, Kane's live show is
his
on
live
point.
show is ridiculous.
His live show is on point.
I saw him right before the pandemic. I saw him, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I was like, I was like, if he's an old head and still going hard like the young boys.
Shout out right now to Rags Morales tuning in on YouTube.
Rags.
Yes.
Hey.
That's awesome, man.
Legendary artist. Artist.
We want to cross paths with you again soon.
Yes.
Rags. Oh, dude, this makes me very happy. My favorite artist in comics, and an amazing dude, the Taino Tribble, and just a wonderful, wonderful cat. Came through to our show that we did in Portland after the Rose City Comic Con in, what was that, 2016?
Mm.
That was
we should get him on the show.
Yeah.
We should get him and Eric.
Well, he's tuned into the YouTube, so Rags.
Yo, Rags, we get you in battle on
Rags, I'm gonna hit you up in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna hit you up for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
He said, let's
We're
do
gonna
it.
hit you up for a couple of weeks. We're gonna make this happen.
It's on.
It's on.
Yeah.
DJ Magic Mike still does shows? Yes. Yo, I've been wanting to see. DJ Magic Mike is one of my idols, DJ wise. Aeon mixed. So I guess you in the O. I'm seeing them in the Twitch chat. Yeah, but they talk DJ Magic. I'm from Florida, Pensacola. If y'all probably know that. But like DJ for those East Coasters and stuff here on the in the squad here. DJ Magic Mike is a Florida legend. I mean, he's a hip hop legend. Period. He was in the source a lot of times for his DJing skills, but like him and his crew, I guess, kind of defined what bass music was. Outside of Miami. But like that Orlando bass was heavy, which is for a point that they were calling it Quad City for a long time. But like Luke, Two Live Crew were holding it down like in South Florida, and then you had like DJ Magic Mike, Clay D, CC Lemonhead.
Right,
these are all foreign names to these Yankees. But
DJ Magic Mike was portrayed by Channing Tatum in that movie.
No, that's a whole different Magic Mike. He was cutting up in a different way, but yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I do have to give some bad news to P-Stuv in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, sorry.
Asking if we're gonna be near Yosemite, and the twist is that we just were.
This past weekend in Mammoth Lakes.
We just got back from there this past weekend.
We would absolutely have been down with 3 acres of Sierra Views. We ended up going down to Joshua Tree instead, for a couple days after Mammoth, and you can see in the photo on the screen, we went to Mono Lake and got some amazing footage for a music video that's going to be just killer. so we definitely looking forward to getting back there when we do our West Coast run in April. Hopefully we will see you then. We've already got part of it on the books and we're still working through the rest of it, but we're hoping to see Colorado and got some stuff in Arizona and Washington and Oregon and California, and we are coming for you, West Coast, again, because it is so great out there. It was so dry. I did start to miss humidity a little bit, but mostly even that can't keep me from thinking that the West Coast is the greatest.
Yeah, it was hella dry. Like, it got so dry that my bottom lip cracked one of those days we were out in the desert, and like I was bleeding, and I didn't know I was bleeding. Remember? Mm-hmm. So we ended up. I think all of us ended up picking up chapstick the next time we hit a store.
I didn't. That didn't occur to me.
I know a few of us picked it up. I know I picked some up, and I think Farrell picked up some, and we definitely all made sure we had enough lotion. So we weren't completely ashy running around.
Just bathing in olive oil.
Actually, Mix wants to know, are you guys vlogging your travels in light of your showing the TV show? Why not?
Well, we need a vlog, and then we need to actually stop what we're doing and record it, which we often forget to do.
That's the really tough thing.
Fortunately, we did document these travels. For the first time, we have been documenting travels.
Yeah, it was helpful to have a separate person on a camera because
we always forget because we're too busy doing it.
Yeah.
But luckily, we had somebody who was there with an eye for that stuff, who was just like, "Oh, this needs to be on camera." So he had the cameras and stuff. I know we have cell phones, but we get so involved into it, it's hard to do it. But luckily this time we had a crew. So it might be a thing we'll be doing in future.
Is anybody seeing the creepy half mouth mustache teeth thing that just happened?
The funny thing is there were two half mouth images that went together when they were in the chat.
So bougie.
When it makes them fly off across the street, they're so random.
Yeah, they're saying, so bougie. Nah, we're not even bougie with it. I mean, that's Shanti's our homie. He's part of the fam. It's better to have somebody who has an eye for that than to have people who are just, we're amateurs when it comes to filming stuff.
That's right. I mean? Half the time I'll forget I'm holding the phone. Yeah, so half of my videos start like this, and then you see the carpet for a while.
Sleeves will tell you how many times I'm on the phone looking for my phone. I'm like, I can't even find the damn thing. Where is it? Oh, I am an idiot. That's worse than looking for your glasses when they're on your head, you know what I mean? Another thing is getting that stuff documented is so it helps so that you guys can see some of the cool stuff that we do, especially when we get into this food stuff, because Gangstagrass be grubbing and we also be cooking. We like to cook and we like to grub. And and then of course we make the music. We make the musics.
We do.
But and speaking of making the music, we made a bunch of cool new stuff recently that you guys will hear in the coming weeks and months.
That's right. It was just a few weeks ago that Gangstagrass was in the studio at the Lumberyard in New Jersey.
We cranked out some dopeness.
And if anybody out there, does anybody out there know the Supreme Commander of Cliff Bar or the Supreme Commander of Taco Bell?
Well, the Supreme Commander of Cliff Bar hooked us up with some goodies.
And the Supreme Commander of Taco Bell is that little dog, right?
Yes, that's Subcomandante Chihuahua Guevara.
Wait, is that his name?
No, I made that up. That was part of a little thing I did at the time, making fun of that, called the Taco Bell Liberation Army. Because if they were going to put that dog in as a revolutionary with a little beret on, I was gonna run with it. So we actually, I got together with this group that does culture jamming, and they had a huge press list, and they actually put out a press release that said that Taco Bell was putting their money where their mouth is and funding revolutionary organizations, and had donated $10 million to establish the Taco Bell Liberation Army. And I got a call from Taco Bell.
Really?
Saying
as a cease and desist?
Yeah, they didn't send me a letter or anything. They just called me being like, "You have to take this off the internet." And I was like, the Taco Bell Liberation Army is a highly decentralized organization, so there's nobody in charge here for you to hold accountable. And she was like, "Well, who's the leader?" And I said, "It's Chihuahua Guevara." And I don't think that rang any bells because she didn't laugh. She was like, "Just take it off the internet."
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I'm
I'll dig up an old Taco Bell Liberation Army brochure.
That's way more amusing than the cease and desist I got from JP Morgan.
Whoa.
I thought you were hanging out with Jamie Dimon.
That was before I got to hang out with Jamie Dimon.
Oh.
It wasn't even like some silly. It was silly stuff. They're just their legal department is very, 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 very strict about anything that might allude to affiliation. Mm-hmm. So it was, I guess, a get commit by somebody in my organization that may have had, I don't know, 4 letters in it that may have coincided with something that they had on their thing. So be careful. Don't put the words JP and MC next to each other anyway.
That's right. Heaven help you if you are a married couple with those names, trying to carve yourself into a internet. I got a cease and desist ages ago, like way ages ago. I had a web page called My 3 MP3s when I was a kid, and I got a cease and desist letter from the Recording Industry Association of America. Yep.
How
wonderful.
What? I'm wondering on what grounds.
That I was sharing free music that like I had paid for, but I guess other people could.
Okay, now I see. So you got a cease and desist from the RIAA.
Aw, I got a bad butt for that. Apparently people are really unhappy about that. In fairness, I had paid for the CDs.
You have to remember that you know.
I think we have frozen. There you go.
Are we back?
Yes.
Okay. I froze up for the.
Absolutely. Wrench completely disappeared. So.
Three people on this call, or at least one person who is still on the call with you, are all members of PROs. So, you know. I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm
ASCAP. I think those two are BMI.
Down. Right. Yeah. We have both ASCAP and BMI. Can you be a member of both? You could, right? Is there some is there some reason not to? Like, would it overlap in some way that would be bad?
So technically, you cannot be a member of both, but there are ways that you can be.
So, like, if you had split personalities.
If you have like different working names and things.
That makes sense.
Like for instance, my hard hitter squad, we're BMI, but Mental Advisory and Dolio the Sleuth are both ASCAP.
Oh.
So we kind of keep ourselves affiliated with different PROs so that we can keep our bases covered. There's different benefits for different ones. As long as they collect those royalties, they'll have it. But let's see. Party Crasher Band wants to know: can they organize an event and bring us to Southern Virginia?
Decent chance that you can. You will want to talk with our booking agent.
We do like Virginia.
Yeah, you can drop us a line at gangstagrasscrew@gmail. And we will be delighted to talk with you about that. We'll get you in touch with our booking agent. We love doing private events. I want us to do more, corporate retreat kind of things. I think that's fun.
I would like to get back to Richmond.
Really want to get back to Richmond.
Richmond, Virginia Beach, Norfolk.
Oh, we got Virginia Beach coming. Elevation 27. We got Virginia Beach coming up in the spring. So that's excited right. For that show.
To the 757, y'all.
Yes, that's right. The 757. Yep, that's right. We've got the 202 and the 301 and the 757 all happening in that February-ish range in 2022.
February, March. It's gonna be popping.
My apologies if you hear Spanish screaming coming from the background over here. My son is misbehaving, and I can hear my wife yelling.
Aww. Well, I wanna thank Danny in the Twitch chat again for the really nice words about my dad's song. It's his birthday tomorrow. My dad passed back in 2016, and so people enjoying the song that he covered. It was a Phil Oakes song. Actually, maybe it was somebody before Phil Oakes. I know it is a Phil Oakes song. When I'm Gone. And my dad changed a couple of the words. Like in one place he says, I'll never be able to call you hun when I'm gone, which is what my daddy called me. So it's really joyful to be able to have shared that with the Barnstormers. And there's so much great stuff on the Barnstormers pages. The Barnstormers have access to early access to all kinds of things. Wrench just sent out a new Barnstormers
sent you out some goodies
today. Great stuff. And we have a lot more in the works. We have so much behind the scenes video and fresh music and stuff that will get released to the Barnstormers first before it goes public, and a bunch of stuff that gets released to the Barnstormers and never goes anywhere else. Y'all will definitely get our Christmas album, Christmas songs, Christmas EP, a Christmas something. It's a Christmas present for you. Yes, a holiday. We have a
album.
We have a holiday album.
I don't want to say it's a Christmas album because we cover many holidays in this album.
Many holidays on this album. That's an excellent point, Dolio.
We try not to leave any of you guys out. Give them something to jam out to at all your parties.
That's right. All year round. Arbor Day, your Arbor Day party, we got you covered. That's right. Your Pi Day party, we got you covered.
Oh, yeah, Pi Day.
That's right. Your solemn Juneteenth remembrance, we've got you covered. We definitely have you covered if you can hardly stand the wait for Christmas. I'm so excited about this one. I'm so excited about this one.
I don't even want to talk about that one.
I just
want y'all to see that one when it happens.
Yeah, you gotta see it with your own face.
That was just such a magical moment when we worked on that particular one.
I played the clip for my my game night with Looney Labs folks last night, and people fell out of their chairs. It was really good.
Yeah. Oh, good. What is your favorite media outlet? I was on Twitch when you went live, but in the future, is there a way to get notifications?
Follow Hit the Heart on Twitch. Gangstagrass TV is direct to our Twitch channel. And
if you go to gangstagrass.tv, go straight to the Twitch channel. If you prefer YouTube as your means of activation, then yt.gangstagrass.tv
That's
and
right.
fb.gangstagrass.tv will take you to the Facebook stream. But all of them are basically simulcast from the Twitch stream.
That's right. The Twitch stream is the good one.
Stuff happens on Twitch.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do people get notifications? I guess if you're following Gangstagrass, you'll get some sort of notification.
Yeah, if you're following Gangstagrass on Twitch, as soon as we go live, you'll get the Gangstagrass is live.
Right, but you might need to be logged into Twitch at the time, unless they have some sort of push notifications. I don't know. This is already over my head. I'll make music. What do you do?
Yeah, I got a Twitch app on my phone, and it just lets me know when people go live.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the Twitch is having the chat up, but we kind of flip it around. Sometimes the chat's up, sometimes it's not. But if you want your chat up on the screen, it is on the Twitch. That is the place to be.
Yeah, and the Twitch mobile app will let you know when people go live.
That's right.
Because it catches me all the time. Like, because I tune in to my homie L when he's on.
Yeah.
He's online. Oh, I see Tanya's on. L's wife is on Twitch.
Oh, we got some folks asking about Eastern PA. I'm gonna say it was like 717. That's where area coding all up in here. Yeah, definitely down for that stuff. And and always, if there's particular venues or festivals that you think Gangstagrass ought to play, and you know people who are with those venues or with those festivals, just put in a pitch for us and get us in touch. And we love that. It's wonderful when our fans get us gigs, essentially, because they're so excited. We love that. We love that. Still waiting on Hardly Strictly, though.
Yeah, just tell the venues that you want some Gangstagrass in your life.
That's right. And your radio stations, too.
Yeah.
The radio stations are a bit more beholden by the payola and the wackiness of the industry. But if you can, especially if you've got some independent radio stations, college radio stations. What was that?
Stations,
NPR.
Public radio stations.
Public radio.
We get in onto your world cafes and your fresh airs and those type of things.
That's right.
Still want to get that sit down with Nina Totenberg or Terry Gross, either one.
I remember back in the day, back when I was still in journalism, they had I think I might have actually helped out with the with the telethon. They had one of those the NPR raising money weeks, and one of the gifts that you got for donating a certain amount was a Nina Toten bag.
Did you have her face on it?
Yes. Yeah, and the Supreme Court, and I got one. I guess this was actually at the very last Wait, Don't Tell Me, where Carl Castle performed. I got a Wait, Don't Tell Me bag that just has Carl Castle's giant face on it.
The sleeves. Aeon Mix says Sleeves is striving to be Lisa Loeb.
Oh, Aeon Mix is just trying to wrestle us. It's just razzing us.
In Florida, that is exactly how you pronounce the word wrestle.
Usually preceded by an alligator.
In my true accent, that's the way we say wrestling. I grew up watching wrestling back when it was, wrestling. Regional stuff.
Wrestling.
Back when it was wrestling. It's funny to think about. A lot of your famous wrestlers come out of the state of Florida.
Is that because of all the practice with the alligators?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of wrestling gyms and training facilities down there, so a lot of cats came out of it. And plus, early days for wrestling was really big in the South, so that's where I grew up with the Ric Flairs and the Hulk Hogan's, and of course folks like who's my favorite one? Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Why can't I remember his name right offhand? Dusty Rhodes, The American Dream. So a lot of my favorite wrestlers are out of Alabama and South Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi.
I don't think I have a favorite wrestler. It always seemed, I don't know, it always seemed like a kind of weird enterprise to me.
It's like a soap opera with baby oil. Yeah, but my favorite wrestler of all time is Dusty Rhodes, because he's like Deadpool of wrestling. He was the maximum effort. Was how he got through. He wasn't the most muscular guy. He wasn't the most attractive guy. He would put in the effort. And he was a multiple world champion.
Wow. Dusty. So, I didn't know that was a real person.
Questions from Aeon Mix. So, in Gangstagrass, who has pets?
That's a good question. I used to have two dogs. Yeah, Jen likes that question too. I'm with you. And they have since they died of very, very, very old age. All rescues. And the most recently was about a year and a half ago. My sweet blind rescue Saluki Bali passed at age 14. But it's so it's tough when you're on the road, especially single, living alone. I haven't been able to have a pet really in quite a while. I look forward to having a pet again. My mom has a cat who's pretty awesome, but it's a big trade-off. Hey, and Ann Mix just subscribed. Welcome, bud. You bring those good questions. You bring them.
My cat of many years and died of old age on New Year's Eve of 2019.
Aww.
Aww.
Left the veterinarian to go to our New Year's Eve party, which was sad. But because of that, we've been holding off for a while before we get another pet. And it's not that we have a preference. I mean, we'll probably get a dog next time though. Mostly because I am now allergic to cats, but I'm allergic to old cats. Only old ones.
Do we know what that is? Do we physiologically? Do we know what the basis for that is? It has to
do with whatever it is that makes people allergic to the dander. The substance that they secrete increases over age. And I was not allergic to Spotty, that was her name, for most of her life. But once she hit around 19 years of age, this is human years.
Wow.
I started getting allergic to her. I wasn't allergic to the cat that we got to be her companion, which was like a kitten. But I was still allergic to Spotty, which meant I just basically took a lot of Zyrtec to be around my cat. Because, she's a G. She's been around a long time, Yeah.
Wrench, did you guys ever have pets?
Yeah.
Dog. Yeah, had a dog for a while. Had pets when I was a kid. Had some different dogs. Right now we have a few snails.
Ooh.
Keeping it to try to keep it to the level that a 7-year-old can handle. Because we're not about to bring on pets that then the grown-ups have to take care of, even though the kids promised they would.
Right.
That is how that works.
That's the other reason. Because it's actually my wife that wants the dog. But I know I'm going to be the one walking it.
Okay, so there's things flying across the screen, and you can see the cat and you can see the dog, and then there's I don't know, what's that?
Hey!
Hey! Oh, gifting! Oh, yay, gifting!
Yeah.
Yay!
Nice.
Gifting. That is very much the spirit of Gangstagrass. Giving to each other. Love that.
The Nolly D in the house?
Yeah. Yep, ear hustling, as Nolly says. No doubt. Probably bailing somebody out of jail. It is a Friday night. Things could be wild up in the Pacific Northwest.
I have no idea how YouTube algorithms introduced me to you kids, but I'm glad it did.
That vapor missile. That's a great name.
That is a dope name.
That's a great name. I like it. Just the right amount of threatening.
Huh? Just the right amount of threatening?
Yeah, just the right amount.
It's
it's a missile, but it's vapor.
Missile, but it's vapor.
It's vapor.
Missile really is just technically just anything that moves in the air.
Well, King missile.
Yeah. And a torpedo is anything that moves in the water?
Yes.
Wait, is that true? Are you guys messing with me?
Are we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Okay.
I guess.
All right.
I
Yes,
mean, there's things that move in
Right.
something, but once you make it a
Missile,
projectile,
an object which is forcibly propelled at a target.
right? So it's a projectile.
Or a mechanical weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Basically anything that is propelled is a missile.
Yeah.
So technically a torpedo is also a missile.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, a torpedo is an underwater missile.
Yeah, it's a splashy missile.
Yep. I'm just looking at dictionary.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Man Mix, for getting my King missile reference.
Missile.
That is what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is such a great song.
We are familiar with detachable penis
and enormous penis.
Mm-hmm.
We're familiar.
I don't
with
know
all
if I've heard
things.
detachable penis. I'm very familiar with the enormous penis song, especially the story that you hear a lot about that Sleeves did.
Mm-hmm.
She approached the DJ to ask them if they had that song, but did not specify that it was a song.
Classic moment.
DJ was like, "Yo, do you have?"
Do you have enormous penis? I figured he knew.
I feel like I was aware enough of the moment going by as I stood there and watched it unfold that I have it on tape.
Yo, it's actually the same night we met Rags Morales.
Yeah, that's right.
Same night.
All right, Portland.
Yeah, that Portland Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing Kingdom in the Sky. I figured he had to know enormous penis.
Yeah,
but no.
You figured he had to have enormous penis.
So there was
It was the same night in the same bar.
So innocent. It didn't even occur to me.
In the same bar that we met Rags.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That was a long and deep bar. Never mind. Anyway, so I mean it was whatever.
It was long and it was deep.
Was it also girthy? No, sorry.
It was not. It was not. It was, it was thin. I mean, it was ample, but it was anyway. It was, all of this is true.
I do remember a lot of meat involved.
I don't remember that part.
No, it was Portland. That was where we had the chickening.
Oh, the chickening! Oh, of course.
Thin and ample.
That's a new combination. I'll put that up there with perky and supple.
I think all of this is great. All of these are great combinations.
Oh
you
God,
be
yes.
you. It's all good.
Yeah.
Body positivity, venue positivity.
Should we take it out on our little game?
Well, yeah. So I feel like since Lisa Loeb was mentioned, and in my mind, Lisa Loeb and Alanis Morissette occupy like roughly a similar
same person
space. I don't know.
Definitely.
They're all like annoying chick singers, right?
It's like Lisa Loeb is like the nice professor that you meet, but has like gotten radiation exposure, so that if Lisa Loeb gets mad, it turns into Alanis Morissette. That's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing.
Yeah, I don't really see it. I mean, their music is nothing alike. Like, Alanis Morissette has definitely got a lot more funk in her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having Flea on the bass for most of her music has definitely helped.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Can appreciate. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That and Lisa Loeb stuff is more passive aggressive.
Is it?
Alanis Morissette's music is more aggressive.
Yes. At least that one album. Yes.
Yeah, Jagged Little Pill was on
Jagged Little Pill was. I'm just gonna say it to your face.
Jagged Little Pill. We listened to that for hours.
What? Who did?
Don't you remember? Okay. So
St. Louis.
We did not listen to that album for hours.
Yes, We did.
Listened, no, what? Was I asleep or something?
I don't
Like,
know
we
how you missed it.
definitely-
I was driving, and the reason people are like, "Why is Sleeves driving 100 miles an hour?" The reason was because we were listening to Jagged Little Pill for hours, and all I wanted to do was get to Nashville, where we could turn that
give
off.
the aux cord to Landry.
Yeah. Because Landry, well, we gave it. She couldn't turn off her phone because. Yeah,
it would not stop.
It
It had been dropped so many times that it would not stop playing Alanis Morissette.
And it had been found because it was playing Alanis Morissette in a dumpster, and Wrench, as I recall, rescued it. But Landry, because it was so broken, she was worried that she wanted to turn it off because then she might not be able to recover it.
Oh.
And it was just playing the song. It was playing the album. It would not stop. And so it played the entire drive from St. Louis to Nashville, which I made as quickly as humanly possible. It was just, it was like, there were a lot of things about like that 24-hour period that were straight out of Sleeve's worst nightmare.
I mean, on top of armed robbery.
Yeah, that's number one. That was right.
Which is how Landry's phone ended up in a dumpster somewhere in St. Louis.
They were like, they had stolen goods, and they were just like, this.
As I was walking down the street trying to find it, I heard Alanis Morissette coming out of a dumpster, and I opened it up. There's Landry's phone still playing it. But the reason we bring it up tonight is so we could take it out with a little game. We're gonna call, how ironic is it?
Because it ironic?
People have talked a lot of shit about this song, Ironic. And let's quantify this. So I'm proposing that, Sleeves, if you can pull up the lyrics and just put one line at a time, like just put the first line on screen, and each of us will rank this. What should it be on a scale of like 1 is not ironic and 5 is ironic, maybe?
Okay. All right. Okay. 5 is ironic, so higher number is actual irony.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like we should start, just for everybody's edification and so we're all on the same page, with what the actual definition of irony is.
Right, because we don't want to go off of the technical definition, which is the way people usually say sarcasm, but I want to go off of common usage.
All right, so the expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or emphatic effect.
A state
right,
of
and
affairs.
That's what people usually say sarcasm to mean that.
Or a state of affairs or an event that seems deliberately contrary to what one expects and is often amusing as a result.
Right, that's more the common usage, I think, that is
the emphasis
going
on
forward.
Deliberately contrary.
And then
Or
there's
seems
also
deliberately contrary.
Okay, all right.
Right,
okay.
that there's a twist that somehow it's it's kind of something special about the outcome because of somebody trying to avoid it, or the opposite being expected, where the irony is that it happened anyway, kind of thing.
Right. So there's the difference between verbal irony is what most people refer to as sarcasm.
And then there's
Situational irony is the difference between what is expected to happen and what actually happens. And there's dramatic irony, which is when audience is more aware of what is happening than a character. So it's when the audience knows that something is happening that the character thinks is contrary.
Yeah, but it's like the situational irony. I think it's more than just something that was not expected to happening. Like, that's just a surprise. But maybe if we go off of that, I think the song's going to do much better than people think.
Any unfortunate occurrence can be an irony.
Well, the song might do better than people think then.
But that's just from vocabulary. As far as Webster's is concerned, it's more specific, as deliberately contrary to what.
Yeah.
As in something that is intentionally contrary.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to flesh this out as we look at these lines, and we can say, what we think.
Okay, well let me ask a quick clarification question. So Ian Mixed is in Florida, which is a place where we would love to come and do a show because, you know, our dear MC Dolio the Sleuth is originally from Pensacola. So we very much want to be doing shows in Florida, but we cannot at the moment because it's a little bit wildin' COVID-wise down there. So we're excited to get down there eventually once everybody cools out a little bit. Is there any element of irony in that? Right. What you would expect is we have an MC from Florida, so we would be doing shows in Florida.
The irony is that we have never performed in Florida.
That is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I've performed in Florida a lot.
And we had a show booked for Florida for 2020. That was one of the things that got canceled.
Yeah, so that is ironic.
That is ironic.
Okay.
Is it? Okay. All right. So, line 1. An old man turned 98. Ironic? No, I think you want actually probably 2 lines.
Yeah, we need the pair.
Okay.
Yeah, you need the whole thing.
All right. An old man turned 98. He won the lottery and died the next day.
Yeah, I'll give that to her. There's a twist there that seems like, contradictory.
I don't think it's contradictory or ironic.
Okay, Delio's gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 3.
I feel like it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate coincidence that he died when he won the lottery, but he was 98. There's nothing unexpected about that.
Yeah, well, I think the subtext is he's been playing the lottery for a long time, and the one time he wins the lottery is like the time that he is most least able to benefit from it.
Right, but that's an unfortunate coincidence, but not ironic.
I say there's something there. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Because the expectation of winning the lottery is whatever millions to 1.
Yeah, nobody thinks about that. What do you give it, Dolio?
I give it a 1.5.
Yeah, I'd say 2. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the. I feel like we need some room on the bottom of the scale because my recollection is that a good chunk of the song is just not even close.
Hey, well, we can add a 0.
Okay.
0 to 5.
It's a black fly in your Chardonnay, which is of course a gross kind of wine.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this one. That's just something that sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
A fly.
I don't see any. There's no particular special coincidence or twist or contrivance to some connection between a fly and the Chardonnay.
Right, and the frequency in which flies end up in beverages.
Unless Chardonnay was supposed to be like a fly repellent.
Right,
and then you end up with a fly.
White wine does tend to attract flies.
Is it because it's dry? But it's alcohol, so the alcoholic smell does still attract insects.
Well, and there's a lot of sugars, especially in a white wine, even a dry one.
In the next round of trivia, can we quote Henry Rollins?
You can quote Henry Rollins anytime.
Rex Morales actually had a neighbor that experienced the first 2 lines of this song in reality.
Oh no!
Had a neighbor who won the slots $300,000 and had a brain aneurysm on the way home. Yeah. There's something to that. That's why I'm sticking with my 3.
I kind of want to give that one irony, but
because slots are actually more productive than the lottery.
I don't know, and I'd also kind of go with I'd go with tragic for some of these things that are, but not necessarily ironic. So the next one, not to skip ahead, but it's a death row pardon 2 minutes too late. That's tragic. That's not irony.
We didn't give our rankings on the fly and the Chardonnay.
What's your ranking on the fly?
Fly on the Chardonnay. I'm going to give it a 0. There's nothing to that as far as I'm concerned.
I don't think there's anything ironic to fly in a drink.
Agreed.
It's 0. That one's getting 0s all around. Fly on the Chardonnay is getting straight up bupkis on the on the irony rankings from Gangstagrass.
All right.
All went to the hospital bill, says Rags. You know what though? This is the United States, which makes this also tragic. But the upside of that is that they now had $300,000 to cover the brain aneurysm.
Just in the nick of time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because what would have probably happened is they would have had the aneurysm anyway and not had the money.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a Kids in the Hall skit. The Death Row Pardon, says Rags Mouse. I loved Kids in the Hall. Brain Candy was one of my favorite movies. Great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. I played a song from that soundtrack in the van on the drive the other day.
Yeah, that was pretty good movie. I used to watch that show in the reruns. It's pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
Especially
all right, so we got very low scores on the first line.
Yeah.
And now we got straight zeros on Fly on the
Straight
Chardonnay.
zeros.
And let's look at the third line.
Yeah, what about It's a Death Row Pardon, 2 minutes too late?
A guy, just in the news, a guy died with a winning lottery ticket in his pocket. He was waiting for a replacement Social Security card in the mail so he could cash in the ticket. Oh, Lord, that is tragic.
Yeah, again, tragedy. Just straight tragedy. Sad.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the third line again?
It's a Death Row Pardon, 2 minutes too late.
2 minutes
0
too
through
late.
5. What is your ranking?
There needs to be something else to it to give it a twist to make it ironic. But unless there is, I mean, there could be something unspoken about the story here where, I don't know. I can't even think of it. So I'm going to say 0 again.
Yeah,
Oh man, I was feeling kind of optimistic about this based on our definition, and maybe. And these do actually sound kind of like unexpected
I think
tragedies.
maybe it's ironic to her because she's Canadian. No, because the thing is that if you live in the United States, a death row pardon just a little bit too late is not ironic because it happens so often.
Or maybe this whole song is just actually throwing shade at the United States that we're sitting around here having to play the lottery and get the death sentence.
Yeah. Maybe.
We may have uncovered a secret.
Right. I mean, people getting pardoned after being killed on death row or exonerated after being executed is a very common occurrence here in the United States, so it's not ironic to us.
Yeah.
So maybe it's ironic to a Canadian.
Okay.
So I'll give it a 0.25.
Okay. 0.25. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna throw in a 0.25 on that because I feel like she was trying to go somewhere with it, but she just couldn't fit it into, the amount of syllables for 2 lines there. You got to keep it short. I feel like Alanis probably has some whole story in her head about how the pardoning came from the fact that it was somebody that the person knew that was always giving him a hard time for being late, but then they were late in filing the paperwork, and so it was ironic because it was the very person that gave him a hard time for being late or something. But she just didn't put it in the lyrics because there was no room.
Yeah,
so. But I'm also making all that up. So 0.25, 0.25, just because maybe she was thinking something that didn't get in there.
Okay. All right.
0.25 is for Canada.
Might be
Sleeves, what do you say on the death row pardon?
Optimism.
I think 0.25 is about 0.125 maybe.
I'm getting this. That was so hair splitting here. We're gonna have lots of decimal places.
Yes, we have broken the seal on the fractions.
This also said information to society just cut a video. They stem from the 80s. Think y'all will be around for 40 years too? Maybe.
Sure, we're a quarter of the way there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my other favorite band, They Might Be Giants, has been around for 40 years, and they're killing it. Yeah. Selling out every show. It's in a lot of cases, especially if you're a different kind of band, a band that's doing something genuinely different, like They Might Be Giants was, like Gangstagrass is. you know,
I'm rapping in my 70s.
Yeah. It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be a dope rapper in your 70s, Stolio. I have no doubt. No doubt. I can't wait to see it.
I figured by then I'll have like a big griot staff.
With a wait,
Yeah.
does that mean it'll have a snake head?
Maybe.
Like a serpent,
like
a
the
serpent
one I
head.
already have.
Like the one out of that Star
mean,
Trek
like-
The Next Generation
Or the cane that I
two-parter.
had to use when, you know, my Achilles got torn.
Yeah, that was
Overhead.
extremely cool.
I still have it. I still have
I
it.
see. I
But
see
I
Rag's
figured,
joke.
yeah, by then I'll probably go ahead and cut my hair by then.
Rags made a joke about that whole extra story about the Death Row Pardon being on the 12-inch. Nice one.
Ooh.
Got you.
Ooh.
So let's look at the fourth.
Okay. Well, the next line is, and isn't it ironic? Don't you think? And
Okay,
and
let's
based on the
skip that.
scores, I'm going with we don't yet think.
Yeah.
No.
Are we hitting the chorus here? Because the chorus is one line for each.
It's like
idea.
rain on your wedding day.
Okay, so that's that. I'm not gonna. I mean, the definition that you gave though, that just said like an unfortunate event, is gonna technically make these qualify, even though that's
like that-
not what I
That's
consider.
not from a
Yeah.
real dictionary.
That was like the first thing that showed up on Google.
Oh,
That
okay,
was
okay.
from vocabulary.
Never mind
The
that.
actual definition. The actual definition includes some sort of deliberateness to it.
Right. So flowcabulary was actually like creating the definition based off the Alanis Morissette song.
Yeah. Flowcabulary may as well be Urban Dictionary.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Okay,
I feel stronger on this now that rain on your wedding day is, again, it's just not enough there. If you had more lines and you could say like, you know, you left Portland where you live because it's too rainy and booked your show in someplace where it never rains.
Right.
And then
You're
it
like,
rained
we're
on
going to
your
get
wedding
married
day.
in Death
So, like,
Valley
rain-
instead
Right.
of in
wedding
Portland
day,
in order
and
so
then
it won't
it rained.
rain.
Yeah.
That
And then
would
it
be
rained.
ironic.
Yeah,
Right.
Rain on your wedding day in Mammoth Lake would be ironic.
Yeah, but that's that information is not in there.
You need more.
And Alanis, I'm sorry, as long as you didn't actually put it in there, just rain on your wedding day is not enough. So I'll give this one a 0.
I agree. Rain on your wedding day is
Clear
good
with my
luck.
hair. I just needed to let my head breathe.
I don't know, not according to Guns N' Roses.
What? I'm quite certain that rain on your wedding day is good luck.
Have you
And
not
also
seen the
it
video
makes
for
the pictures
November
all
Rain
pretty.
where they?
God, it's like 9 minutes long. I can't.
I know, but here's the thing: there's a whole big wedding, and a little bit of rain comes down, and people lose their shit. They're like running for cover, knocking over tables and the wedding cake, trying to get out of the rain. Like, what are you people?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Water.
Yeah.
That might be ironic, like people flipping tables at a wedding instead of a Guns N' Roses
I don't
show.
know. If it's a wedding in a Guns N' Roses video, you kind of surprised if the tables don't get flipped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a bunch of stuff happening in the chat that I'm curious about. I need to know what the GNR coma video is, and I did not know that there was something called Steve and Seagulls.
Oh yeah, Steven Seagulls does a lot of great covers of metal songs on banjos and stuff. Most notably, the great cover that they did of Thunderstruck by AC/DC. That's the one that they got passed around a lot. I haven't seen the Steven Seagulls version of, I guess, November Rain they're talking about.
They don't handle the rain in LA very well, apparently.
Yeah.
Kind of like, do they
That's
handle
true.
it as well as they handle snow in Atlanta?
Or Portland.
The thing is, like,
Or Glasgow.
I'm from the South, and like one of the things that has kept me from moving to Atlanta was the traffic. But then after seeing how they handled that little bit of snow they got, I was like, no.
Atlanta is one of my least favorite
I
places
don't
to
want to
drive.
be like on the highway and like a couple of flakes of snow fall and then like everybody loses their crap and I'm like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you people? And I want to get home.
Same thing as in Portland. It's just, if it's not part of your usual climate, you don't have the tools.
It seems like the people in Portland handled it a little bit better. They made it fun.
Okay.
They made it fun.
Right.
The people in Atlanta just straight up freaked out.
Yeah.
They went crisis mode. The
Right.
people in Portland just turned it into snow party.
Right. Portland was like, we don't know what we're doing. Let's just get back.
Like, let's just play in it. And we were like, okay.
Yeah.
Aeon Mix wants to see a
Dolio solo video. Boy, there's a bunch of good I'm still waiting for Trekkin' to come out, but in the meantime, you should check out Sweet Potato Pie.
The Sweet Potato Pie, there is Hear Me Now.
Hear Me Now, great one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I have shot several solo videos that have not been released because they have not been finished in editing, and some of them I kind of want more B-roll, and need to double check with if it's okay for some of them, because some of them I recorded in a place that I guess was not legal for Americans to be yet, and then it was legal, and then it was illegal again. I just have to make sure I can prove that I was there for official reasons, because I was there for official reasons, because it was legal for me to be there, just not for y'all.
Yeah.
But I shot the video there.
And we've been collecting footage for Trekkin' for years now, right?
Yep. Got a bunch all over the UK.
The song ain't been out that long. Oh, well, yeah. Because we we recorded the footage for the video before the album dropped. I forgot. I was like years. I'm like, the album came out last year.
Yeah,
it's a great album, by the way. Oral Impetus. Check it out.
Yeah, but I think it's awesome that, the footage has been taken like in very different locations over a span of time.
Yeah, I mean, because the theme of the song is trekking, globetrotting. So far, footage has been taken from a few countries.
That's right. That's right.
I figure once we get a couple more under the belt, then we'll release it.
Yeah.
So that was zeros on Rain on Your Wedding Day, right?
Rain on Your Wedding is a 0 from me, dog.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, I give it a 0.
Okay.
I don't find any irony in Rain.
No.
It's weather. It happens.
All right. Well, how about it's a free ride when you've already paid? Ironic? Not ironic? Semi-ironic? Partially ironic?
It could be. It could be.
Potentially ironic.
It's like headed that way.
Yeah, a lot of these you need a little bit more information. Like
exactly.
Was it really a free ride, or did they only offer the free ride because they already got paid?
Right. Oh no, it's free. Keep your money. Yeah. Oh wait, I already have it.
Yeah, so and this brings up more than Rain on Your Wedding Day did. So I'm going to say just sort of like the death row pardon. It feels like this is like alluding to maybe more of a story there. I'm actually going to go up to 1 on this one. 1 out of 5 for the somehow potential for irony to have maybe been lurking there.
Possibly.
I'll give that one a 3.
A 3. Ooh. Wow.
I love it. I love that 3 out of 5 is like an amazing.
Well, sorry, I thought it was out of 10. My bad.
Oh.
So 1.5.
Oh, in that case, I give it a 1.5.
Okay.
I, this whole time I've been going on a 10 scale.
Wait, really? Oh, wow.
So that 0.25.
That 0.25 was a 0.125. So we're in agreement on 0.125. Excellent. Okay. All right. The next one is, it's the good advice that you just didn't take.
Not ironic.
No.
Unfortunate.
Nobody takes advice. No one takes advice.
Right. This is just too much of an everyday occurrence.
No one.
So yeah, we'll 0 from me on that one.
Zeros across the board. Big goose egg on that one.
Yeah.
All right. And who would have thought it figures?
Okay, that's not one of the examples.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Play It Safe was afraid to fly. Oh, this is like a whole story. Okay, so Mr. Play It Safe.
See now, maybe now we get the chance, and you get a few lines. Maybe get the room to actually get a story in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
come on, come on, Alanis, you can do it.
Pack this suitcase, kiss this kiss goodbye.
He did do that.
Right? Am
He
I right
waited
on those
his.
words?
Yes, that's right. That's right. You.
But his whole damn life to take that flight, and as the plane crashed down, he thought, "Well, isn't this nice?" Right? Am I right at that? I haven't heard this song in a while.
You absolutely got it.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm good for remembering lyrics.
That's good. That you should find a job where that's helpful to you. So, is it ironic? Do you think?
It's got a twinkle in the eye of irony, but it hasn't actually procreated. The irony.
I'll put this one at the 1.5 level.
Yeah.
Because it is slightly ironic.
Yeah.
In the flow vocabulary sense, but the setup helps.
Right.
Because of the whole him afraid to fly with his whole life, and he went ahead and took a flight, and the first flight he takes.
Mm-hmm.
But it also seems it's like somebody who gets knocked up the first time they bang.
I'll top that and give it a 2 out of 5.
Never ever say that to a chick who was mad at you. Wait. What?
Oh, Rags is saying she gets a 2 for rhyming.
True.
I also out of 5 or out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, the rhyme scheme itself is rather simple. It's pretty much AA, BB.
Also, I've learned over the years that there's all kinds of stuff you should never ever say to a chick who's mad at you. But the problem is often
One of them is calm down.
Right.
That's to anybody who's mad at you, really.
offering a solution is often not taken super well. It's also
correct
very
answer
dangerous
is-
if you don't know they're mad, which is frequently the case.
Right. And then the only correct answer is, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah. Well, it's not just chicks.
Yeah. Well,
That's true.
yeah. It is.
That's true.
There are other beings that put you in the same situation.
But I'm a fan of stereotypes. Stereotypes are cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the dude, it doesn't really matter what you think.
So, life has a funny way of sneaking up on you when you think everything's okay and everything's going right. And life has a funny way of helping you out when you think everything's gone wrong and everything blows up in your face. I'm a little confused by that, actually. So is she saying, so life helps you out when you think everything's gone wrong, but then it all blows up in your face anyway? Or is she saying life helps you out when you think everything has gone wrong and everything has blown up in your face? Like the way it's written, it's not actually clear.
Yeah, I assume the second one.
Yeah, I think it's the second one that it has a funny way of helping you out when everything's blowing up in your face.
Cool. Okay. Ironic or just a truism?
I don't know. A lot of this just seems like coincidence.
Or not even coincidence. Just
Physics.
luck.
Yeah, luck, coincidence.
Luck, good luck or bad luck.
Physics.
Yeah, and a lot of it just comes from perspective, really. Because any disaster can be looked at as opportunity.
Especially if you have money. Let's get that money.
Rags, you're killing it here. Our son bailed. Ironic. He is a kid who actually asked to be put to bed. I don't know. That might be ironic. I'm not sure. Definitely unexpected. It meets the unexpected criteria. And as far as what definition of irony we're going by, we initially went by a sort of bad first Google definition.
Well, first we were going by the Webster. definition. And that vocabulary one was the one that kind of leaned heavily towards the Alanis' version. And I still stand by my theory that maybe this is irony to a Canadian. Not to disparage Canadians. It's just that a lot of these situations would not be ironic if you live in the United States. But if you do not live in the United States, they very well could be ironic.
Okay, I'm Googling what is ironic to a Canadian. Hey, Canadian irony, Urban Dictionary.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well,
according to the highly unreliable and often wrong Urban
Alana's
Dictionary,
probably wrote this entry in the Urban Dictionary herself.
It might be because she is actually referenced in it. Canadian irony, an unfortunate coincidence that is in no way ironic, inspired by Alanis Morissette's Ironic, which doesn't use irony in any of the song, just a bunch of examples of bad luck. Just what you guys said. Isn't it ironic that we're both wearing the same Alanis t-shirts today? It's Canadian irony. I'm going to actually go ahead and give Urban Dictionary points on that one. I'm going to give Urban Dictionary a 5.
Happened upon the definition. It's not ironic.
Okay, we got anything else in the song?
So let's see. Okay, so a traffic jam when you're already late. That's just poor planning.
Yeah, that's just something that sucks, and then more sucks on top of that.
Right.
But
I think the
that's
one
a 0.
Is a no smoking sign on your cigarette break.
Yep, that's right.
Right, well, but don't get ahead. We need to rank these things. We've got to make this scientific.
A traffic jam.
If we're not quantifying this, this. We're doing a disservice to the whole project. To give it a final score.
About the traffic jam when you're already late.
A 0 for me.
Yeah.
All
right, no smoking sign on your cigarette break.
Bummer. Find a different. Walk further away.
What is this no smoking sign that suddenly just appears in front of you?
Somebody shows up wearing a sandwich board that says no smoking and just follows you around.
That is also poor planning because it just materialized out of nowhere.
If you're taking a cigarette break, this is what I gotta say. If you're taking a cigarette break and you walk to a place that has a no smoking sign, that's on you. You're an idiot.
So 0.
0.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
Dolio, you may be admitting something here.
Yeah, really. I don't know this song that well. I am definitely looking at the lyrics right now.
I've already told you guys that song got played heavily in 1996.
I know. I was there in 1996.
Well, the summer of 1996.
I've had plenty of time to let it go.
Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. UGK's Riding Dirty.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite. Too Short's album number 10. Master P's Ice Cream Man. De La Soul's Stakes is High.
Ooh, yeah.
I've just
of 1996.
That was 96. I had it all in 1996. Since then, there's been plenty of whatever, Imagine Dragons song to push it out, and now it's gone.
So it's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. What is our rating on that?
That sounds like every block party I've been to.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this another use your imagination, and it could be a point or two in terms of I
give that a 2.
Yeah.
Because usually what happens is you have mad knives.
Knives, that's right, and no spoons,
that
and no
one
forks,
is ironic.
and no chopsticks.
That one is slightly ironic.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of a situation where you really need a knife, and you usually have knives, so you're just like, oh God, this one particular thing happened, and I have to fix it, and the only way I can fix this situation right now is with a butter knife. And you go to the drawer, and not only are there no knives in the drawer, but all of the compartments are full of spoons.
Right.
And they're just overflowing out of the drawer, and you're like, what the hell?
Right, and spoons are usually the thing you're always looking for. That isn't.
Yeah.
Especially the little spoons, not those gigantic, enormous, giant spoons, but like
let's
your
go big spoons.
teaspoons.
Go big spoons. I'll give it a 2 as well. What do you say, Sleeves?
1.5. You know.
I think this one has done the best out of all of them, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, so the next couplet here is the story of my life. Dolio, do you know what the next lines are?
No, I have. If you give me the first couple words, I'll remember the rest. I haven't heard the song in years.
Okay,
I
so
think the last time I heard the song was that St. Louis trip.
yes, me too.
But I remember it from hearing it a bunch of times.
All right, so a traffic jam when you're already late, a no smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's meeting
your soulmate, right?
so close. Meeting the man of my dreams.
Man of your dreams.
Man of your dreams.
And then meeting his beautiful wife.
And his beautiful wife. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's, again, tragic and sad. I don't think it's ironic, though.
Right.
No, that's just.
It is the story of my life, but it's not
I mean,
ironic.
there's nothing particularly surprising about it.
Right.
The fact that somebody's the man of your dreams does not preclude him being married. If anything,
makes it more likely.
If you're one person's man of your dreams, you're probably other people's, and that gives you choices.
Right.
So, that is what I'll give that a 0.
Yep.
My condolences, Sleeves.
Thank you.
On relating to that, but at least it's not ironic.
At least it's not ironic.
No,
and isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Actually, the fact that it is one of the most prevalent situations is not ironic.
Mm-hmm.
Right, not unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because it really boils down to the reality of humanity is that most people are vying for this minuscule subset of people at all times.
Yep. I've also had, like, you know, meeting the man of my dreams and then setting him up with his soon-to-be beautiful wife. So, you know, I'll go far on that one. I'll really take that one.
Like, that has more irony in it.
Yeah,
it does, doesn't it?
That is ironic.
Let's see. So, and isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think. I don't remember that line at all.
Oh, yeah, because she says, a little too ironic. Yeah, I really do think.
Yeah, that's like the offhand comment at the end of the song while the band is comping. Did we do them all?
Basically, I mean, the very there's the chorus again, and then the end is, and yeah, life has a funny way of sneaking up on you. Life has a funny way of helping you out. And I feel like that's maybe a little ironic because I've never felt like the song helps me out in any way.
Well, she didn't say the song. She said life.
I mean,
okay, so we covered them all.
Maybe she's talking about the cereal.
Let's keep this scientific. We cover them all. The numbers say highest anybody gave anything was a 3. I gave like the first one because I think at that point I was like still feeling magnanimous or had not adjusted to how none of this is going to be ironic, and I was still trying to be optimistic about it. And then there was one that got a couple 2s, so nothing got over 3 out of 5, and for the most part we had a lot of 0s and a lot of fractions of 1 and a few 1s and 2s. So I think we have basically provided some solid data here about whether the things in the song are ironic. My last analysis is, you're a Canadian and you write a whole song about things that are ironic, and it turns out none of them are ironic. I give that a 5.
that's good.
That is in fact ironic.
Maybe that's the psyops that Alanis has been playing on us the whole time.
The irony is that the song is not ironic.
Yes. That is a twist ending right there.
That is a twist. Maybe she did that on purpose. I give her credit for that. So I did a Google search for.
Inside you the whole time.
The irony was inside you.
The irony was dead the whole time.
It was thin and ample. So I did a Google search for songs about irony.
It was the silence of the cicadas.
It was the silence of the cicadas. I did a Google search for songs about irony, and it pulled up, let's see, 20 songs, and fully half of them are Alanis Morissette songs.
What?
I don't know why. Head Over Feet, You Ought to Know,
yeah.
One, You Learn, and then there's some other, and Rain, I don't know, All I Really Want. I don't know any of these songs. That's fine. Not the Doctor, Precious Illusions, Reasons I Drink. I don't know.
All right, what is the list?
It's songs about irony, and again, this is just like what Google's first results are. So grain of salt, like with the definition.
I think the algorithm, because ironic, so strongly pulls in songs about irony, and then people talk about Alanis Morissette and other Alanis Morissette songs, that the algorithm is just connecting any other Alanis Morissette songs to the results.
Well, you guys seem to have some familiarity with that Bo Burnham guy that I don't really have familiarity with, but apparently he's got a song called "Ironic." Is that one ironic?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
No.
We might have to put that one to the test.
We haven't actually. I mean, we watched this one thing because it was kind of blowing up. That was the extent of our familiarity with Bo Burnham.
No, I mean I've seen him stand up before, but well.
I mean, he's no Patrice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I saw him before he went dark. Before he just basically disappeared, and then he reappeared for this thing that we watched.
Yeah.
And it was a lot different than the stuff he did before, which I think the stuff that he did on this most recent project was kind of like to atone for the stuff he did before. Because I guess his stuff before was very unconscious.
Yeah, he's growing. I'll give him props for that. He's going through the Beastie Boys experience.
Well, I don't know. I'm curious about like some of these other songs that are supposedly about irony.
I don't think they are. I think it's just the algorithm.
Well, like one of them is called Irony, one of them is called Dramatic Irony, one of them is called The Irony of It All.
Are those Alanis
songs?
Does
not have no. Dramatic Irony is by a band called Say Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Irony is by Christopher. The Irony of It All is by The Streets. The Irony of Choking on a Lifesaver by a band called All Time Low.
Good one.
Word Crimes by Weird Al might have a chance.
It's funny because the Lifesavers.
I like The Irony of Choking on a Lifesaver. That actually 5.
Yeah, on a couple levels. A, because it's called a lifesaver, and B, because it's got a hole in the middle.
And also because the hole.
Right.
The design was to keep you from choking.
Was it really?
Like for instance, the Titanic sinking was sort of ironic.
Because they called it the unsinkable ship.
Well, because it was designed to be able to hit an iceberg and not sink. And its twin did just that. Struck an iceberg and not sank. It did not sink.
Huh.
Yeah, this was mostly just an inept captain.
Makes you nervous about your next.
The irony is that movie getting so many Oscars and being so popular, even though people knew how it was going to end before they watched it. I was like, come on, bring on the water. What's all this side story going on?
I haven't seen the movie Titanic in a long time. I don't remember it.
That's okay.
There's some guy floating in ice water. I don't really remember.
A boat. It's a boat. It crashes.
And you just summed up the ending, so
tells him it's okay for him to just drown in that way, even though there was in the water, even though there was enough room for both of them on that raft.
Yeah, I remember that. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
His poor little life was not as valuable as her upper class one. But it also boiled down to, this old lady telling the whole movie was this old lady telling the story about this dude that hit it one time.
It was good though.
So that she came back to the
ocean.
Even
though it was good.
Valuable diamond away. in his remembrance.
You know it was good.
Oh, that's
quality. Quality over quantity.
Yeah, quality over quantity. That's right.
We've got high praise from Rags Morales. Ain't No Crime is
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite song of 2021.
Man,
What's up?
that was a good one, and man, we could have done some awesome videos and whatnot for that if we were all able to be in the same place and whatnot.
It's still awesome.
We got it out, and we put out the song, and it's a great song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great song, and
song
so
where
great
I
live.
Extol my love of ampleness and also say the word minotaur.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. They check with a frame.
Yeah.
They think it draws.
I feel like it's got a hook that is solid, and we get that in there. We also have the whole thing where we set it up like, oh, look at this fast, high energy song, and then starting with the second verse, boom, it's slow for most of the rest of the song. Just completely changed the beat.
Right up to the trick ending.
Up at the end.
Yeah, right up to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a good little ditty.
Mm-hmm. Jen is agreeing and complimenting the whole album. So thank you, Jen.
Thank you so much.
42, 42, 42.
Yeah, and that Ain't No Crime is definitely an earworm. I mean, my big earworms are the stuff that you guys have done recently that hasn't come out yet. So like Avenue Boy gets stuck in my head, Something Fierce, Let's Both get stuck in my head. That one's super sticky.
I'm proud of that because what happened is I wrote a verse for that song. I forgot that I wrote a verse for it, and then I wrote a whole new verse for it while we were at the studio. We recorded the new verse that I wrote, and then like while we were in California this week, I was looking through my phone. I was like,
"Oh, there it is."
This? That's this
looks like a verse for Let's Both.
I think that qualifies for Canadian irony.
That is Canadian irony.
Did that verse?
Well, yeah. Small fact for you guys: I'm constantly writing stuff that I forget that I wrote.
Oh no!
And then I discover it later, like hidden gems. Like, who wrote this? Me? This is dope.
Yep.
That used to happen to me in journalism, but
I know Sleeves. You have experiences sometimes, Sleeves, hearing like one of our rough drafts of something, and like kind of hanging on to that, being like this. There was something special there too, which I definitely have with Ain't No Crime, because we have a little phone recording of when we were coming up with that in the studio. But Dan was on the long neck banjo, so he could play lower notes.
Yeah.
Which changed, I believe, and Pharaoh was on the bass. He wasn't doing it on the fiddle. And so the whole lick sounded different that way because they were doing some slightly different voicing of that lick.
It's also the first Gangstagrass song where I'm singing tenor instead of bass.
Yeah, and there was like some initial hook that Dolio was working up during that, but it had to be adjusted because it sounded a little too Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a good, initial direction, and then it just needed to get rearranged a little from there.
Yeah, it was a jam session. That's how we create a lot of stuff. We just be in there.
Yeah.
Do we have? Is that phone recording something that the Barnstormers?
Ooh, I could send that to the Barnstormers.
I like it.
Because I did send to the Barnstormers already. If you're not a Barnstormer, you can join Barnstormers and hear this by logging into your account once you join. A while back, I gave into the Barnstormers pages the phone recording of the moment when we came up with Freedom. When Pharaoh was just playing the old fiddle tune, and I put a beat on it, and then the MCs came up with that hook.
Yeah, we were just huddled up in the corner, and I was telling Rand, I was like, "Yo," because I had been thinking about the concept for a while, but I had never. It didn't actually like start clicking until Brian started playing that little lick, And I was like, yo, I was thinking is that what if we did like a Negro spiritual that wasn't about waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Because every Negro spiritual is about someday, tomorrow, next week.
We'll overcome eventually.
When somebody come help us, this type of stuff. And I was like, no, what if we had a Negro spiritual that was just like, you know what? I'm done waiting. Someday is a promise of fools. Let's just take this now. And that's when I was like, I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. And everything else fell out of that. I just reached back and I was like, okay, let's think about Haiti and Nat Turner and all of those themes and just make it happen.
Yeah.
And then we decided to go through all the time period. Made that nice little piece of art.
And then YouTube misunderstood and slapped a controversial content warning on it that you have to click through if you want to watch the video.
Oh, it was because of the imagery from the video.
Right. Imagery from American history,
right? Which
absolutely is, yeah. I mean, the truth of American history
and world
reasonably should make anybody queasy and uncomfortable.
That was stock footage in that video.
Yeah.
That was stock footage, archival stock footage.
Yeah.
Stuff you'll see on the History Channel. I guess on the History Channel they might have also had that warning, but who knows?
I don't know.
History
Channel is the Ancient Aliens channel now, isn't it?
I was about to say, History Channel is not even history anymore. They're like, oh, there's no way these guys could have made these pyramids. It had to be aliens. Like, really? Really, B? Really?
Aw, you guys, I love hanging out with y'all on Friday nights.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that the next Friday night we get to hang out is going to be in Greenville, South Carolina. At Fall for Greenville. Yeah, that's going to be really good. So again, folks in the Carolinas or in Southern Virginia or Tennessee, Kentucky, or anybody who wants to take a plane flight or a nice long road trip, even further afield, we are going to be at Cat's Cradle in Carborough, North Carolina, which is in the Raleigh-Durham area, on the 7th, and then Fall for Greenville, super cool festival in Greenville, South Carolina, on the 8th, and then we head to the Burl in Lexington, Kentucky on the 9th. Very excited about all those shows. I've been working on the advance for those all week and really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. And then looking ahead to November, we've gotten a bunch of queries about when are we going to be in Tennessee next, and the answer is November 12th at Rail Garden in Memphis. And that's a good spot if you're down in Mississippi. Come on up for that one. If you're over in, Arkansas, you can come on over for that one. And then if you're in Arkansas, you might as well hit up both Rail Garden and the Eureka Springs show the next night on the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to actually be the first time my parents get to see me perform.
That's right, your parents are coming!
It's going to be awesome. Actually, I was talking to my mom earlier today. She organized, it might be a whole caravan of my family.
Yes, please.
Nice. So you might get half of Pensacola in Memphis.
Cool.
Bring it.
That's gonna be awesome.
Bring it.
There'll be a lot of kinfolk in that place. Yes.
They did promise me, and I'm gonna get on them and make sure that they verify this. But they did promise me that they would do the shrimp boil again at Rail Garden. That shrimp boil was so good last time, and we expressed that we loved that, and they said they would do it again. So
yeah, that
good
was
food, good
quite
food too.
The event, and it made it very special. I mean, playing in Memphis itself was a very special thing for me because being from the South, a lot of my favorite rap icons came from Memphis, and it's also the same with. That's also why Houston was so significant for me when we played in Houston. Tommy Draper and Suave House, 8 Ball MJG, Tila, and all them folks. 3-6 Mafia. Excuse me, Oscar-winning rap group, 3-6 Mafia.
Yes.
Do you remember who won that Oscar for "It's Hard Out There for a Pimp"?
So we'll try to do something live and Oscar worthy from Greenville next Friday, and you get to see everybody, and we'll all wave, and depending on the circumstances, I'm not sure exactly what the timing's going to be, but maybe you'll even get a little bit of a live performance. So we shall see. I tried to go live from Mammoth, but we just did not have the signal to make it happen. So like the Instagram was all
with a lot of signal.
yeah, but we will hopefully be able to do that from South Carolina. So if you can't make it down, make sure that you follow at Gangstagrass on Instagram, the Twitters, facebook.com/Gangstagrass on the Facebook, fb.gangstagrass.tv will also get you there. And of course, Gangstagrass.tv right here on the Twitch, and hit the follows and the subscribes and all that stuff, and you'll get all of the notification. It's good to follow both on Instagram and on Twitch because because of the systems, you can't really stream to both at the same time. So if we're live on one, we're not live on the other, and if we're live on the other, we're not live on the first one. So yeah, definitely follow the Instagram at Gangstagrass, and here on the Twitch, gangstagrass.tv, and you will see the next time Gangstagrass comes on and pulls out a banjo and pulls out a fiddle and throws some MCs into the mix and creates this amazing Gangstagrass thing that's bringing America together. Thanks to everybody who joined us in the chat. And Mixed, so great to have you. And Jen, 424242, always, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. It is Gangstagrass. And Rags Morales, so fun to have you here. And Rusty, and just everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
All the shiftlets I seen y'all out there earlier in the week. That's what's up.
That's right. Ooh, yeah, big news on that front. We'll talk more as we get off the air.
See you out there, everybody.
Bye, folks.